So you're a college student. This means you're very academically focused and put a lot of time and effort into school. But if you were anything like me, school is not everything to you. I aspire to be successful in other areas of my life, such as going to the gym, here on YouTube, working on my business. Our challenge lies in having numerous aspirations, but only a limited amount of time and effort that we can put towards them. So it's easy to be inconsistent and unsuccessful when you spread yourself thin every single day. Your ability to get things done is summed up perfectly by one of my favorite quotes from my favorite book, Atomic Habits. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. For me, this meant that I had to immediately start setting up systems for any of the areas that I want to see success in. And this is where this one piece of paper right here comes in to solve your problems. This piece of paper is going to become a habit tracker. A habit tracker is a tool that you use to implement, maintain, and optimize habits. It's set up like this. Along the left side of the paper, make a list of dates. This example habit tracker is going to be for the month of November. So we'll start with November 1st and fill the page until November 31st. Along the top of the paper, you'll make your list of habits that you want to implement. For this example, let's say read, wake up before 8 a.m., journal, and stretch. Super simple. Now, line your paper so that each row and column are clearly visible. This creates many small rectangles that are ready to be marked. So now that the framework is laid out, it's very easy to execute. If you did the habit that day, mark it green or with a check. If you didn't do the habit that day, then mark it red or with an X. And just like that, you're done with the creation of your habit tracker. Now, this might look cool and make you really motivated to go and make your own right now, but this tool is more difficult than it looks. I say this because I've tried habit tracking before and it definitely did not stick the first time I did it. But with that said, I can help you avoid this and actually be consistent. I'll call this my 3 rules to habit tracking. Rule number 1, don't overestimate. So like I said, I've done this before and it didn't stick. Like you, I saw a video on habit tracking, I got really excited and motivated, and then I immediately went and made one. But little did I know that I was destined to fail the moment the pen hit the paper. I had written down 6 new habits that just were not attainable for the type of person that I was at the time. I wrote shit like read 30 minutes, cold shower, wake up at 6 a.m. And genuinely, I did all these things for one day. Then I saw consistent X's and red marks on my habit tracker, and within like a week, I'd completely given up on it. So don't overestimate yourself like I did. Go ahead and start with easy shit. Even right now on my own habit tracker, I'm doing easy shit. Change 30 minutes of reading to just read 1 page. Change wake up at 6 a.m. to wake up before 7. Make it so easy that you can't not do it. One thing that I have learned is that you do not want your habits to be hard. You just want them to be automatic and consistent. That's all. Rule number 2, optimize. I don't understand why I wanted to implement the habit of taking a cold shower. I know it's supposed to be really good for you and all that, but it's just not for me. And this is what I mean by telling you to optimize. Your habits should be optimized for you, not what's popular or what everyone else is saying. If you're an athlete, your habits should go along the lines of stretching, getting proper sleep, and adequate exercise. If you're a writer, your habits could include writing, reading, and meditating. I hope you see what I'm getting at. Whatever you're trying to accomplish, implement habits on your habit tracker that work for you. Fuck all that other stuff if it's not beneficial for you and what you want. Rule number 3, perfectionism. So this tool is a visual representation of how frequently you participate in certain habits. In a perfect world, you would have check marks in every single box and feel so good. But this is reality and it's just not going to work that way. You're going to have days where you check all the boxes and days where you might not check any. This can definitely fuck with your emotions and make you feel as if you failed if you didn't check enough boxes. But listen, the only thing you need to do is show up and you win. There is no failure. There is only reflection. Look for the areas that you might need to improve or change. For example, if you see consistent X's in a certain category, it's time to reflect and reevaluate. On the contrary, if you see almost perfect checks in one certain category, then maybe that habit is too easy and it's time to upgrade. The overall point that I'm trying to get at is do not feel defeated by a check or an X. Even if you're having a really rough period, don't give up. There is so much to learn about which habits you can thug out when you're in a rut. Alright, so those are the rules to habit tracking. If you follow them, then perfect. You have successfully created a habit tracker to aid you in your personal development. But this video is about why this is specifically important in college, so let's get to that. Everyone should seek to have good habits in their life. I genuinely don't believe that a high level of success can be achieved without them. So I'm gonna go as far as to say that good habits in college are a must, and that's non-negotiable. But what kind of habits should you seek to implement into your habit tracker? In my opinion, there are only two types of habits: performance-based habits and task-based habits. Performance-based habits are habits that improve your overall performance as a human being. These are things like waking up early, stretching, reading, etc. And it's pretty self-explanatory why these things make you perform better in your life. And that's the overall main idea. These types of habits are habits that just overall make you feel better as a person. Task-based habits are habits that improve a specific field. These are things like open Google Docs, open Premiere Pro, pull out my marketing notebook. So to put it simply, these are habits that initiate the execution of a task. These are my absolute favorite types of habits because they get the ball rolling for things that you really want to or need to get done. Putting your notebook out onto your desk as a habit will lead to studying the material. Opening Premiere Pro as a habit will lead to editing. Whatever it is that you want to do, get into the habit of initiating it. At this point, I want you to take everything that you've learned so far and go ahead and create your habit tracker. But please remember to optimize it for yourself. Not for what I want, not for what the internet wants, what your friends want, for you. I have my habit tracker right next to me, and I kind of want to give you a breakdown so you can see how I use it to optimize my lifestyle. Alright, so the first habit that I have is to wake up before 7:30. This helps me with my overall performance in my life and just makes me feel more put together. And it also allows me more time to get creative work done. Alright, so the second habit that I have is to stretch. It's really simple. I play a ton of soccer and my muscles can get really tight, so I need to get into the habit of stretching every single day. The third habit that I have is going to the gym. This is a task-based habit because the habit itself involves me going and doing something for a longer period of time. But it's nice that I have something like this on my habit tracker because I can have a visual representation if I'm slacking. And I can't make any excuses for myself if I see 3 X's in a row of not going to the gym. The fourth habit that I have is to read. All it is just read. So all I have to do is at least read 1 page, but I end up doing way more. The fifth habit that I have is to just open Premiere Pro. This is super simple. This just helps to push me to edit. And the sixth and final habit that I have is to journal. It's super simple. I do this every night before bed. It's one of my easiest habits. Anyways, implement a habit tracker into your life and give me some feedback in the comments. You will be astonished by the results or the insights you will get out of just starting. And if you're a broke college student like me and want to make a couple $100, I have a video right here on just how to do that. Appreciate you for watching. Have a good one.